Why am I thinking about selling my Honda Transalp already? All right, let me come clean. It's already sold. My fully modded out Honda Transalp is gone.
Something in the air is changing.
That's what I want to talk about here today in this video is why the heck did I sell my brand new 2024 Honda Transalp completely modded out? It was a perfectly built Honda Transalp, but no matter how much I did to that bike, it just wasn't connecting with me. Now, of course, at the start of the day with the Honda Transalp, my whole point on buying that bike was for coverage on YouTube. I like covering bikes, reviewing them, testing them on YouTube. So again, not every bike I buy is going to be a keeper, hence the reason I cycle through so many bikes on this channel. And when I purchased the Transalp, it was never planned to be a keeper or that forever bike for me. I was very excited about it, just like many of you all are, but that excitement and joy for it wore off pretty quick. The Transalp itself is a phenomenal bike, so don't think I'm sitting here bashing it. It is an amazing bike. Number one, you got the Honda reliability. That MSRP of right around 10,000 bucks is pretty awesome for what you're getting as far as the power and then the tech packed into it, the comfort, the versatility. It is an awesome bike for 10,000 bucks. And I don't want to come off as a snob or snooty here or anything like that, but myself coming from an Africa Twin adventure sport, the Triumph Tiger 900 Rally Pro, and also having that KTM 890 Adventure, those bikes I feel definitely trump the Transalp. Number one, for the features and functions it's packing, but yes, they are all more expensive than the Transalp as well, starting at around 4 grand, if not up to like 9 grand more than the Transalp. So they're not really fair comparisons at all, but my point here is once you get used to that, you're kind of picking it apart, be like, man, I wish I had that. And that's not me saying those higher end bikes are perfect or phenomenal by any means. I mean, heck, my Triumph, there's so many things that used to drive me nuts. The tire pressure gauge used to constantly go off. When to check the engine, the service light comes on, you got to go to a dealer unless you get a flasher. It's just, again, none of them are perfect. But there are a few things that I kind of come accustomed to and you want. That is, again, with some of the biggest gripes about the Honda Transalp being lack of cruise control and then the tube tires. So let me touch on that cruise control before everybody goes off of me down in the comments, right? I know there's a lot of people that love it and a lot of people that say they hate it, but once you use cruise control, you honestly want it. It's like it in a car, right? Once you get used to those amenities in your car, you want them. You're not gonna buy one without it. And it's the same situation with the bike. Now I'm with you, right? I wanna take the back roads over the interstate. I'm not gonna get on the interstate if I can avoid it, right? But when I get to my destination, and I like going for long rides, multi-days, and I will take that back road if it's gonna be 9 hours and the interstate could be 6 hours. I will take the back roads. But usually on my way back, when I gotta get back for the work week and stuff, I do tend to jump on the interstate and just cut the time off and get back. And I wanna be able to set that cruise control. Trust me, you do not wanna be on an interstate for 5+ hours, 6 hours, with that throttle just pinned out there or whatever going down that highway. It is horrible. So is cruise control like a must, a need? I think it really depends on your kind of riding. Are you just riding local, maybe just cutting one state line, riding for 3 hours here and there? Nah, I don't think you will need cruise control, but if you want to go further, multi-day rides, that cruise control is going to come into play big time and you're truly going to appreciate it, or like me, miss it. And right in line with the same point there goes the tires that were on the Transalp being tube tires. I just can't change a tube tire. I don't know what it is. I got a Nomar tire changer, and no matter what, I keep pinching that tube. I can change tubeless tires all day long, easy breezy. But the tube, it's just tough for me. I don't know what it is, and I like changing different tires and trying them out and stuff. Or if I'm on the road and something happens, well, I'm kind of out of luck. I got to call my roadside assistance that I have. Now, if I'm on a trail, you better be able to deal with it, you know? In the back of my mind is like, man, it's something I don't want to have to worry about. So those two issues with the Honda Transalp are no hidden secret, right? And I'm sure there's gonna be fixes for them down the road, but me getting an aftermarket cruise control bit just messes with my head and I don't wanna do that. And as far as buying tubeless wheels for a bike, you're gonna be up into the $1,000 anyways, so you're putting a lot of money into a $10,000 bike, and that I just didn't want to do. Now to the last reason why I sold my Honda Transalp already. And I don't know if I want to say this is the main reason or the most important reason. I really have my eyes on the 2024 Africa Twin. You all know the Africa Twin was my dream bike. I had that 2022. I got rid of it because it was too heavy. Well, why the heck are you going to buy another Africa Twin? It's going to be just as heavy. Well, I've come to realize that the Africa Twin, I'm not going to do what Honda shows in their commercials, right? I'm not even going to do that with my Rally here, you know? But when I'm off-road doing anything, or I know I'm going out for a day of off-roading, I want something like this, right? And this Rally is a phenomenal bike. This is one of my favorite bikes I've owned other than that Africa Twin. It just does it all. I mean, I was on the road yesterday all day running my errands with this bike, and it does fantastic. You got the wind blockage, plenty of power for it, again, around town. No, I'm not going to get on the interstate with it, and that's where the Africa Twin would come into play. I'm going to utilize it more for touring, which is what a lot of people do with their BMW GSs or their Africa Twin. And I was in the position before where I was like, man, I'm not utilizing this Africa Twin for enough off-roading. What am I doing? But now I understand. Majority of us aren't going to use that bike for that. You know what I mean? It is a handful. It's a lot of bike. And I want to tour on it. And when I have toured on my Africa Twin, it was perfect. It was comfortable. The wind blockage, the power, the options on it. It did everything you needed for touring. It was a dream tour bike. And that's the plan I have. I really want to do more touring. You all know I love just checking out random small towns, pick one on a map and go check it out. That's what I want to do with the Africa Twin. And again, have that versatility. This is going to be my trail runner, you know? Or of course, I would still ride this around town all the time, or even longer trips on this. But at the core, I don't expect the Africa Twin to be this gnarly off-road bike. Probably just your basic fire roads here and there, which is honestly probably what the majority of people are doing with their Transalp as well. So lastly, you might be asking, why did I get rid of it already if the 2024 Africa Twins are not out? Well, honestly, I got a little bored with it. Again, it was never a bike that gave me that look-back effect or really excited me. It's an awesome bike, don't get me wrong, you know, but I never got that ooh feeling. You know, I get that more with my Rally than I did with the Transalp. I love riding this thing here, you know. But again, I had to get rid of the Transalp while the hype was hot. People were wanting them, they're hard to find. I said, okay, let me get rid of it right here so I don't lose too much money, and then just put that money aside for when the Africa Twin comes out, and right when the dealer hits it, I'm gonna go pick one up. So I'm sure my channel won't get as many views since the Rally's been covered so much, but I will be having a lot of coverage on this bike right here. But unfortunately, no more Transalp coverage, and those were generating the clicks. But again, if we treat YouTube too much like a job or a number chaser, the passion's gonna be gone. You're not gonna enjoy it. And I was honestly feeling that with the Transalp. And if you're curious about that 2024 Africa Twin, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because we will have one here whenever they come out. So anyways, thank you so much for coming along for this chat right here. I wanna hear your input on the Honda Transalp. What do you think about it? Are you like, oh man, the things I don't like about it or I complain are just like, whatever, who cares? It's still a great bike for 10 grand, which I do agree. But if it's not sitting well with you, would you as well also get rid of it? Let me know down in the comments. But again, thank you so much for coming by for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye now.